What's up? It's Kathy, and I am actually the guest designer at for Pretty Little Studio for the next few days. So I've got some layouts coming up using a bunch of different collections and products and different stuff like that. And this is my first one, and it's kind of a little about me, or like a page about something about me. And the photo I'm using is actually one that I took when I was in Bath in England, and I was at this shop, and it was like this really cool kind of home decor, quirky type shop with really funky products, and they had this weird deer thing standing outside that you could take your picture with. So I, of course, had to have a selfie with him. So the product that I was showing there, all those flowers are cut out from an acetate paper, and it's from, I believe the collection is called A Beautiful Day by Hello Heather. And I have to say, I'm completely smitten with this collection. I bought quite a bit of it and may have to go back and buy more. I always say that. It's beautiful. I absolutely adore the colors. Some of my favorite colors, completely, are in this layout. Like, that is one of my favorite colors of green. I love like a soft coral pink. I love that kind of teal blue. I like that orangey kind of salmon color. So yeah. And there's black and white, and then there was navy blue as well, and so many colors that I adore. So I cut out as many flowers as I could out of the acetate, and that includes like half pieces and stuff too. Now, what that kind of ended up doing though was I ended up with a lot more flowers than I was expecting to have. Like, I thought that I was going to do this acetate flower wreath, but that I was also going to have a ton of room to put other things, like other ephemera or other flowers. Like you can see in the right hand corner there, I have the ephemera pack of flowers from this collection. Turns out I got so many flowers and even just little pieces of flowers that I did not need any more flowers. So I just use a few different pieces of ephemera to accent my wreath. And as you can see, I am going layering crazy because this is my first layout. And whenever I buy something, or I'm doing like a designer spot or anything like that, I go crazy the first time, because I just want to use everything. Like, everything's just so pretty that I can't help but using it. So my main goal here was, I knew I was going to do, the minute I saw the acetate sheet of flowers, I knew I wanted to cut them apart. So then I knew I was going to do a wreath. So then I knew I wanted to do a ton of layering. So you can see how much layering I got going on there. And I'm just putting it on white cardstock. And I am also backed the whole thing with some tissue paper from my stash, just to kind of get more black and white going and a bit more of a pop. And I kind of was looking at it and going, oh, the photo's down too low. It's down way lower than I wanted it to be. I better move it up, but it's not moving up. So I had originally laid this all out and kind of showed you guys at the beginning, and I think even taken a photo, and it still takes me forever to do this, to get it all in just the way that I want it, so it looks natural. I've said it before, guys, like random, desperately random. Like, I want it to look random. I don't want two colors right next to each other, or two types of flowers. I think that ends up still happening, but my goal is to try. And then I wasn't sure if I wanted them to overlap, and I wasn't sure how far out I wanted the wreath to go, and oh jeez. And those little green flowers, I happen to have a very similar color of green cardstock. So I cut out some flowers from the Paper Issues free files that I thought would go well with this, because I thought I was going to need filler. And I so didn't need filler. But I really like how they looked, and they brought in more of that green, and I really that is like one of my favorite colors. So I had to bring in more of that green. And I didn't want to back them with anything. I could have, um, but I didn't really see the need to. There's just so much going on here already. And I know I'm going to use my stapler for some of these flowers, not all of them. And the rest of them, I'm just going to tape down. I'm not worried about seeing the tape through the acetate or anything like that. Not even a big worry for me. Um, but seriously, guys, I gotta break up the video. I left me humming and hawing over positioning long enough. You guys did not need to watch the whole thing. I think besides the part where I actually filmed me doing this, there was even more that where I stopped the camera and kept going. I swear this took me like at least a half an hour of fiddling around to get them to look the way I wanted. But I really like it. I even cut out probably some more just to have a few little pieces here and there. I wanted to make sure there was enough pink around and the blues were spread out and the yellows are spread out. Anyway, so I'm mixing and matching, of course, collections. There's another collection that Ashley Horton designed called Ain't Life Grand, and that black phrase that says Ain't Life Grand is from it. I bought uh, the phrase ephemera for that pack. I also bought quite a bit of that collection as well. That Hello is from this collection, from the A Beautiful Day collection. The bike, I believe, is also from it too. And I'm playing around. I'm not sure where I want to go with it. I'm not sure if I want to add in more phrases or what exactly it is I want to do. But I do realize like I don't need to put a ton more on this layout. There's plenty. But the Hello had like a puckering type thing, pinking design around it, and I actually just cut it off and just left it as a circle. I think it was just, I don't know, it was too big the other way for me. So just wanted something going on there. Those little banner parts are from the ephemera. When you get collections from Pretty Little Studio, they'll have different ephemera packs. Like there's several different ones you can buy, so you don't have to buy all of them, or you could buy all of them, and they are not very expensive. And so I bought a few different ones. Like for instance, the flowers was a whole collection of flowers, and that was one. And then there was one that was different items, like the Hello and that little scallop border and stuff like that was another one. So I bought it as well, which I think is really cool because, you know, I could just buy the flowers and like a piece or two of paper and go and do other stuff. It's very good for mixing and matching. I think the little hearts are from it too, are from that same ephemera pack. And then there's these little phrases, and I believe they are from it too. And I just picked the ones that I thought would go well with this idea. I believe I leave the inside blank, and I'm eventually probably just going to journal in that little gap in between, or I may cut strips of paper to do my journaling, but basically it's just going to be about finding this statue and having to take just having to take a selfie, and how beautiful the location we was. So I don't know why, but I just kind of felt like it was really heavy on that one side, and it needed something on the other side to kind of balance it out. So I just thought I would put some strips down it. And originally I wanted to put several strips of paper and all this stuff, but when I started cutting them apart, I realized I didn't like a whole bunch of strips of paper. So I'm just going to use that one there that's got the different colors. I just thought that was a great way to bring it in. And of course I'm bringing in a little bit of the polka dots as well, just to kind of have it in a different place. And this for me is just my way of balancing out how heavy and one-sided the layout is. I mean, I could have left it and it would have looked just fine, but for some reason my eye was just instead of being drawn to the picture and drawn to the busyness, I was drawn to that white space. And there's nothing wrong with white space. White space is good, but sometimes you need to have a balance as well. So anyway, I was still debating putting another strip of something there, and then I just end up going, okay, Kathy, just, you've done enough. Move on and figure something else out. So I do, but I believe I put some staples in that little strip as well. Oh yeah, of course. See, I'm not done. This is from Ain't Life Grand as well. They are cloud stickers, and I'm using ones in matching colors or close enough to what I'm doing. And with all that space in the top corner that in the picture, I just suddenly felt the need to, cover it up. And I just like the idea of the clouds because, I'm going about this whole, like, Ain't Life Grand theme and just, a nice, that's why the bike is there, a leisurely bike ride on a nice sunny day with pretty clouds in the sky. Like, this is kind of my whole idea, my whole theme going along with this. So that's where it's coming from. But I went off screen. I don't know why. That's good. It's been a while. I made this layout a while ago before I got to filming the voiceover, so I don't remember everything. But yeah, I'm popping some of that stuff up on Fun Foam and just kind of moving things around. I want to make sure, like, certain colors are not right next to each other and everything's just spread out a little. So that's why the green, hearts going near where there is no other green, that type of thing, just to kind of spread out the colors. It's just, it's weird and it's really picky. And see how those two phrases were, like, almost on the same line? They were almost parallel. Could not have that. It wasn't random enough. So anyway, I put those, there we go. I knew I'd put staples in eventually. I think the only other thing I do with this layout is I finish it off with some yellow Heidi Swapp Color Shine in, let's see, butter, because the other one's mustard, but it's really orange. I just thought it would go well because there are parts in here that are yellow, but they're kind of hidden. So I just wanted to bring out that yellow. And of course, it dries well on the acetate too, so just put it everywhere. So yeah, I am really happy with how this layout turned out. It's so bright and colorful, and I am super excited to show you guys what I've got coming up the next few days as well. So have an awesome time.